So we are back, and we want to talk about Bad Bunny's Super Bowl announcement. There's major pushback from MAGA and MAGA influencers and MAGA people in the government, which in my opinion is once it starts to kind of encroach past the government, we're talking about freedom of speech at this point, where the government is mad over speech, and they are mad about Bad Bunny's speech, and that's kind of the deeper entrenched things that MAGA is upset about primarily. According to Axios, it was just announced that the Super Bowl will have their halftime show performer in conjunction with Apple Music and Rock Nation. That performer is going to be Bad Bunny. When it comes to the reaction in general, people are losing their minds, not because that like there's something actually to be worried about. It's basically because of their entrenched racism and hatred, right? So like one of the tweets, apparently from influencer Benny Johnson, he said, "This is Bad Bunny. He was just announced as the 2026 Super Bowl halftime show. Massive Trump hater, anti-ICE activist, no songs in English." And somebody responded that he's saying the quiet part out loud, and that's exactly what is happening. People are like inflaming this moment that should be celebratory for this American person. and making it into something that is primarily about their hatred for him and their wish to silence speech for other folks. What do you think?
I think it's one of those things where now everything is just sensationalized. And people can't really help themselves. You have to make everything some sort of political argument, even if it's like whether or not humans should breathe. You know what I'm like?
Yeah.
Should you breathe when you wake up, kind of thing?
Well, I think a little bit of the opposite. I actually think the NFL, the committee, even though there's a city committee that kind of does the helping. I believe the committee is trolling politically.
Yeah, I can see it. But
I believe that because it's a pushback towards what is a true American value. Immigration is a true American value.
Yeah.
Right? California was not always California. California has been a part of Mexico. Arizona was a part of Mexico. New Mexico was a part of Mexico at some point in time.
Facts.
In our history, and our country is made up of immigrants, individuals who weren't necessarily, number one, individuals who were brought here and stolen from their lands, but also people that voluntarily came here and chose to make a better life within the United States that had been formed.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, formed that from stolen land from people that already had it to begin with. So like, let's not play this game like you're the victim of some, kind of woke ideology, right? If anything, Native American folks should be pissed off about who's performing at the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
I also think it's one of those, they are too focused in on like themselves. It's more of a selfish thing as well, because we continuously, as America, forget that the world exists outside of us.
100%.
And this kind of reminds me of like World Cup conversations, right? Like the World Cup normally does not expect the USA to win, even though we've won before. Also, we know that a lot of these MAGA people are not very astute in studying things outside of just trying to make their racist points, because Bad Bunny already did a Super Bowl in 2020.
Bad Bunny is a global artist, to your point, right? And the globe is much wider than what some Americans give their perceptions is.
Right.
I think another reason why they're reacting this way is because they don't want globalism. They don't want America to be an echo of the globe when America is already an echo of the globe. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see that.
Right. If you have immigrants, if this is a country of immigrants, you already have cultures from all over the world. What foods do you eat? You fools? Like
the funniest thing.
You see what I'm saying? Like.
No, I see what you're saying. It's one of the funniest things about that white only town in Arkansas, where it's like, well, what are you gonna eat? Because you don't want any of the people that you don't like working there or in this town,
right?
Or you shouldn't, if you're gonna stand 10 toes on what it is you're trying to say.
If you're gonna have a burrito, a taquito, a quesadilla, something like that for dinner.
I don't even feel like they should get Tex-Mex.
Spaghetti. like
y'all gonna be
come on, dog.
What fruit salads and fruit cakes.
This is I think to your point, a false bit of outrage about globalism when you're already accepting globalism within your dining habits. You're already accepting globalism in musical culture, in fashion, and all of these other things. You just feel as if somebody's still taking your jobs, and you're mad about it. You feel as if somebody's erasing your culture when your culture is probably something that was not made in this country to begin with. Somebody made a comment on Twitter. It was Polymarket Football. The NFL does not care about the USA fans. They have chosen Bad Bunny as a Super Bowl halftime performer. I think that's absolutely wild to say. Like that is a wild statement to make.
But even if it's true, it doesn't matter, because the thing that the NFL thinks about, right, in terms of if I'm looking at the general goings on of what happens every year during the Super Bowl, they care more about their advertising dollars than they do the game, than they do who's ever performing. Hence why the performers don't get paid. They take the fact that the marketing that they're going to get from just being in front of as many homes globally sometimes and elsewhere, they care more about that. They don't really care about like giving you whoever it is you think should be there.
I'm just curious about if this outrage was there when Paul McCartney was around, The Who, some other folks that have Shania Twain, some other folks that have performed on the Super Bowl stages who aren't American. What's going to be the impact of this performance?
I mean, I think the impact is going to be great globally. However many millions of people, and I don't even know if it reaches millions. It might be like million, maybe a little bit more in terms of like the people who will be displeased by it. But you're not going to be able to make an impact to stop what he's going to do.
I don't think people are prepared to boycott the NFL in order to make this not happen.
No, they're not. They're not at all. Because what is it? I think it's like the second or third or something like that biggest shopping day in terms of marketing value, how much stuff goes up. Like, if you think that his numbers are crazy now, watch what his numbers do Super Bowl.
Right. So say, for example, like what would happen with Jimmy Kimmel. Right. We already know that MAGA is coming after people for their speech, which they're mad at Bad Bunny's speech specifically and his activism. It blew back in their face. People boycotted Disney and Hulu and ABC. And that in turn turned into more of a political movement than the outrage about Jimmy's speech. And then he came back with bigger ratings than he ever has had in quite some time. And so I believe, like you're saying, that is going to be the outside effect, is that more people are going to be outraged of this, and they're going to put more attention on it, right? We're talking about it right now, right? Yep. We wouldn't have been talking about this if MAGA hadn't have jumped on this the way they did.
No, it wouldn't have even been something that mattered. It would have been like, oh, that's cool. That's going to be kind of dope. But I think people don't realize how your conversation about things a lot of times can bring more attention, can cause like an adverse effect. And this is going to be, I think, one of the probably one of the biggest Super Bowls in a very long time. Because I think Bad Bunny's music is universal in terms of its sound, even if I can't pick up everything. So I think the show will be very poignant to culture.
I think it's impactful primarily because it shows what American culture really is, which is the melting pot.
Exactly. So yeah, this is going to be exciting. What do y'all think? Do you think MAGA has a point?
Do not put that in the comments. I would delete it.
But yeah, let us know down in the comments, and we'll see you guys in the next piece. A 1 and a 2 and peace.